We all want Eternal Sugar Cookie, so today I'll show you how to prepare to obtain her. I'll also show you how to prepare to build her after you obtain her. Before all of that, I want to quickly talk about her class. So the famous YouTuber Hyrule Legend had an interview with Cookie Run's PD, and the PD said Eternal Sugar is a bomber cookie. I'll leave a link to Hyrule's full interview in the description, so throughout this whole video, keep in mind that Eternal Sugar is a bomber cookie. This means we need to focus on farming bomber skill powders. You need about 1,510 pristine skill powders. Starting now, you really want to focus on bomber powder, unless your Hall of Ancients buffs your bomber skill to level 90. If that's the case, then don't worry about it. However, there is something more important than bomber skill powder. You want to make sure Eternal Sugar is level 90 before you focus on her skill. XP jellies are much more important than skill powders. The reason I'm able to instantly max out a new cookie is because I stockpile on XP jellies. Sometimes I just stick a cookie into Hall of Ancients instead. So basically, to prepare for Eternal Sugar, you either want to stockpile on XP jellies, or you want to have a good Hall of Ancients. To get tons of XP jellies, you can either do events, do XP jelly bounties, upgrading and building your cookie houses, and using a ton of chime jumpers on world exploration. Okay, this is great and all, but what about actually unlocking Eternal Sugar? So there's 3 possible ways to obtain Eternal Sugar. 1. Spend a bunch of money and obtain her, which we're not gonna cover. 2. You gotta reach the 250 pull pity on her banner. I assume the currency used for her banner is called the Light of Sloth, cause Shadow Milk used the Light of Deceit, Burning Spice used the Light of Destruction, and Mystic Flower used the Light of Apathy. The third method is obtaining her soul stones little by little. In the future, there might be some Eternal Sugar soul stones inside the event shops. So first, we'll focus on how to get that 250 pull pity on her banner. The easiest way to get some Lights of Sloth right away is to go to the shop, scroll down to the event shop, then buy the currency. This costs crystals instead of real money, so it's a good deal. While you're here, you also want to buy the Fateful Cutters. If you fail to obtain Eternal Sugar during her update, these Fateful Cutters will be your backup. But what if you don't have enough crystals to do this? First of all, you want to stop doing gacha pulls right away. Do not pull on Agara Gar's banner no matter what. She's a really bad epic cookie, so it's just not worth it. My Agara Gar cookie is only 1 star. Instead of spending crystals on Agara Gar, I can spend those crystals on Eternal Sugar's update instead. I know this is really hard for CRK players, but if you want to save crystals, you need to suppress your gambling addiction. Yes, you know who you are. Those of you with an Ascended Agara Gar, yes, that's you. Another way to get crystals is through the Kingdom Arena, the Cookie Alliance, and Guild Battle. Just play the game modes normally and don't push yourself too hard, you'll get stressed out. So the number 1 way to get a bunch of Lights of Sloth is through events. For every single major update, we always have a huge event in the event tab. For example, the current one's for Fire Spirit, and you're able to get a bunch of his gacha currency for free. Eternal Sugar is gonna have an event just like this, so we need to prepare for that specific event. Some quests will be about playing a certain game mode like Guild Battle, and that's really straightforward. However, some quests are about your kingdom economy. For example, dealing with a Tree of Wishes, the train, and the trade harbor. I see a ton of players struggle with this because, well, this part of the game sucks. But if you really want Eternal Sugar Cookie, you need to focus on this stuff. The number 1 trick here is to hoard resources. You want to hoard as much as possible before the event begins. There's most likely gonna be some train quests, and hoarding prevents your train from getting filled up with orders you can't fulfill. I'd say hoard at least 20 of each item. For example, acorn lamps and hearty rice. If you're unable to hoard items cause your economy's that bad, then that's an even bigger problem. As long as you can complete the Tree of Wishes, trains, and harbor quests, you'll be fine. Otherwise, you better fix your kingdom economy right now. Alright, so what about the other ways to get Eternal Sugar without that 250 pull pity? The best way to do this is by collecting her soul stones during events. This is really hard to talk about though, cause the events, they don't exist yet. Instead, I can give you some general tips about doing well in all events. When building a team for events, you want to look at YouTube tutorials, but not just one tutorial. You want to watch as many as possible. Then you should try all the guides and see which one's the best for you. Afterwards, you can make some minor or major adjustments to that team. By using this general strategy, you should be fine during the Eternal Sugar events. But what if everything falls apart and you fail to get Eternal Sugar during her event? Well, this is where your backup plan comes into play, Fateful Cutters. Eventually, Eternal Sugar and Hollyberry's banner's gonna come out. If you pull 300 times and reach the pity, you get one of them of your choice for free. This is by far the most consistent way to get Beast Cookies if you miss them. Now the question is, how do you get more Fateful Cutters? Well, Well, the easiest way is by using coupon codes. To find all the coupon codes, you want to go to the Cookie Run wiki. I'll put the link to the website on screen right now and also in the description. As you can see here, there's all the coupon codes. The most notable one at the moment is this one right here. You get 20 Fateful Cutters for free, and it's called CKBSuccess05. You want to copy and paste that code into this website right here. This is where you redeem coupon codes, and I'll also put this in the description. Let's head back into the game now. So, what other ways can you get Fateful Cutters? You get a few from completing Master Mode and Beast Yeast, but that's only a one-time thing. You can also get some from the free rewards in the Kingdom Pass. You get a bunch of them from events, of course, but if you really want to grind these out, doing your Monster Menace battle is pretty much the only thing you can do. To do Monster Menace, you want to go to the right side of your screen right here. Then this shows up, then you click on any of these arrows, and then you do the level, and that's pretty much it. Make sure you complete every single Beast Yeast level, cause you can only do Monster Menace for the levels you've already completed. To get Fateful Cutters, you want to focus on the blue chest, not the green or red one. In the blue chest, there's a 1% chance to get 3 Fateful Cutters, and a 1.8% chance to get 1 Fateful Cutter. You also want to focus on the red chest, cause Eternal Sugar Soulstones will eventually be added to this. By following all this advice, I'd say you can get Eternal Sugar in at least within a month. It's possible to get her really early though, if you're lucky, or spend money. Assuming you'll get her in the future, there are some more ways you can prepare still. She's gonna be a bomber, so make sure you have a good bomber biscuit. I feel like she's most likely gonna use 4 lines of cooldown. She might use 4 lines of damage resist, 4 lines of damage resist bypass, or perhaps even 4 lines of attack speed or HP, you never know. So make sure you have some legendary bomber biscuits ready to go. You also want to save some radiant dough for them. If Eternal Sugar is more of a support debuffer, I think her biscuit will use cooldown. For her toppings, I think it'll be 35% cooldown and the rest are almonds. If she's a damage dealing debuffer, then I think she'll use damage resist bypass. If she's a damage healer, she might still use chocolates, but she might also use raspberries instead. She might be similar to Fire Spirit, where her cooldown matters more than her attack. I'm wondering if she'll be squishy or tanky. I kinda feel like she'll be really tanky only due to power creep. I think she'll just naturally have a lot of health and defense, cause there's absolutely no way Diff Scissors is making her weak. She'll definitely be meta inside the arena. It's really obvious at this point, there's no doubt about it. She might not survive a Shadow Milk skill, but I think she'll probably survive other people's skills. I'm kinda hoping she destroys the Fire Spirit meta, cause that arena meta is so toxic. Currently, there's no counters or niche teams or anything. With Eternal Sugar and the new epic, there might be some new variety, or maybe not. It might be the opposite, but hopefully not. I feel like she'll also be meta for her Beast Yeast episodes. For Alliance and Guild Battle, that's kinda tricky, cause the teams are pretty hard to change there. She might or might not be meta for those, so who knows. Well, that's all for this video, and I sure yapped a lot, and you can subscribe if you want. So yeah, yap session over.